Please help support the channel by visiting our Amazon store, affiliate link below. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is 3 Buck Theater, and ever since Star Wars The Last Jedi came out, it's been just a minefield. Oh, crazy when it comes to the conversation surrounding it. Did you like the film? Didn't you like the film? What about it? Either or. And ultimately, many people out there agree that the handling of the character of Luke Skywalker was not the best it could have been, right? Like, it was almost like the anti-Pokemon theme song, It wasn't like, I want to be the very best. It was the opposite of that. And I think that's actually having an impact on the second week box office draw for the film, even though many people out there are defending the drop-off that's happened as a result of the holiday season. I'm not even kidding you. I read that today. Never mind the fact that on the same weekend 2 years ago is when The Force Awakens opened, and also the same weekend last year is when Rogue One came out. The Last Jedi has gone down. That shouldn't have happened. It should have actually gone up compared to Rogue One. That being said, one of the things that's been brought up quite a bit is Mark Hamill's response to the movie, right? Many people out there have speculated that he did not like it. And if you listen to what he said in the press junkets and the interviews, you can tell there is a disdain for what went down. He said that he read the script and he fundamentally disagreed with what Rian Johnson wanted to do. He fundamentally did it. Right. But then, of course, it was no longer his Luke Skywalker. It was no longer Lucas's Luke Skywalker. They were, clearly going a different direction. And it was his job as an actor to portray the character that Rian Johnson wanted. But in his mind, it was someone different. It was like Jake Skywalker is the words he used precisely. Now, again, this blew up around the internet. People were talking about this for days. Like, Mark Hamill hated The Last Jedi. And I myself talked about it too, but you figure Mark would stick to his guns, because it wasn't like he said this one time. It was multiple times. So this is not like some kind of off the cuff, airing of grievances. He was laying the track for a long time over this. So what happened today? Well, he tweeted this. I regret voicing my doubts and insecurities in public. Creative differences are a common element of any project, but usually remain private. All I wanted was to make a good movie. And I got more than that. At Rian Johnson made it an all-time great one. #humbled Hamill. Yeah, okay. So he spent many times over the course of the past couple months or a couple weeks talking about how he fundamentally disagreed with the character choices. We all saw the movie. We understand now. At first, it kind of felt like they were going to a darker path than Mark Hamill thought, right? That's how I originally took those comments, or that he was like, oh, he's going down a darker path, a gray Jedi, something that's more of like a mercenary of sorts, like just kind of like off the rails type craziness, not a hermit who sits alone on an island full of weird frog lizard women, or lizard nuns, I should say, and then ultimately never leaves, and then, succumbs to the force power. Like, what? So when you see the movie and you see and many of you have, and then you go and you look at these comments, you go, oh, I get it. Mark Hamill, he's in on it. He was letting us know ahead of time. He was not happy with how this thing turned out. And then, of course, he comes out and he makes this comment. Now, why? Why would he make this particular statement? Well, the answer there is pretty simple, guys. Someone at Disney talked to him. Like, they call him, they're like, Mark, or Mark. You gotta walk that back, buddy. You gotta pull that back in. You gotta rein in those comments, Mark Hamill. Because this is. I mean, to be fair, his comments are kind of fucking with a $1 billion movie, a movie that was estimated to make $1 billion in its first week, right? And they were saying by the end of the week it was going to hit $1 billion. It said 800 million, so there's definitely a drop off there. And as a result of that, I think Disney, while not upset at the megaton amount of money that they've earned, realized that the overall box office take home for this movie is not going to beat The Force Awakens, or probably even beat Rogue One, and that is not good. That is a downward spiral for Lucasfilm. And I've talked about this before, that the problem stems at the top, and that's Kathleen Kennedy. And I do believe, as well as also the writer's room and how they just don't know what the hell they're doing. And I do plan on covering that in the future. I do need to go through and just compile some more information. But looking at the situation with Mark Hamill, like, I get it. I get it. Mark Hamill, like at the same time, I will be devil's advocate here. Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker is one of the pivotal and essential top characters in literature and pop culture ever. There's no denying the cultural significance of Luke Skywalker, and the way that it was handled was not to the likings of many fans, mostly due to the fact that it just felt so wasted, right? Just such a what? Like what? You know, because here's the thing. I just kind of want to summarize this for a hot second. Did we get any lightsaber battles in that movie? No. No, we didn't. No, we did not. So, right? What? Yeah, anyway, here's my thoughts. Here's my thoughts with how the phone call went down between Disney execs or Lucas execs, probably Kathleen Kennedy herself called them. Basically, like, look, dude, you're going to be in episode 9. Because at this point, we know he's going to be in episode 9. We know it. We know he's going to be a Force ghost. That's going to happen, okay? Because Carrie Fisher's gone, so they're going to have to write her out somehow. Han Solo, we don't know what happened to his body. He was just stabbed through the chest, and then Starkiller Base exploded. So it's best to be assumed that he, in fact, just kind of evaporated or just disintegrated. However, I'm running on the weird theory, Phasma, because she got out of the trash compactor, possibly found his body, nursed him back to health, and then he'll just magically reappear in the next movie as kind of a Deus Ex Machina situation. Out there theory, if it happens, awesome. I called it here first, folks. But no, I do think Luke will be back as a Force ghost to troll Kylo Ren, and that's kind of what they're telling him. Like, look, you get to come back. We're going to give you a proper finale in the ending of the Skywalker saga in this particular fashion, because I do feel that it's eventually going to end with the death of Ben Solo, which would then, at that point, ultimately take out the entire Skywalker bloodline, unless J.J. Abrams absolutely retcons who Rey's parents are and goes from there. But I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. They're going to do that. And I think that's what got Mark on board. I think Mark got on board because they're like, Rian Johnson isn't touching it. It's J.J. Abrams. It's going to be a lot more fun. You're going to be a lot more like your old Luke. Problem-solving, braid, not cowardly, not grimacing, not get off my lawn, Luke Skywalker, but actual pop culture, everyone loves him, he's a hero, the boy from Tatooine staring off into the two suns, Luke Skywalker. And that's what I think is going to happen. So I'm hoping. I'm really hoping. I think they can turn it around. I really think they can turn it around with this one. But anyway, what do you guys think about this? Do you think that Mark Hamill was coerced by the powers that be at Disney and Lucasfilm in order to walk back his statements that he had made publicly multiple times over multiple appearances? Or do you think he had an actual change of heart and wanted to make sure that he wasn't, in fact, damaging the brand that made him popular? Let me know in the comments below. Of course, my name is Matt Jarbo. This has been $3 Theater. If you guys haven't already, be sure to thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, and check back often for more content from me. In fact, if you want to watch more content from me, you can do so right now.